Timing when a stock has reached the lowest point in its stock price is near impossible. Really trying to see when that stock's going to reach the lowest point to make a big investment, man, that's really tough. Some of the best investors, you see them make mistakes. A classic one is Bill Ackman, not too long ago, lost a lot of money on Netflix. He thought it reached a low and it continued to go down, and he lost somewhere around $400 million. That was a huge loss. Either finding the bottom or the top of a stock is nearly impossible. The best investors, including Warren Buffett, will tell you it's just something that is impossible to do. So how do I invest in a company that I know is discounted? Well, that's what I want to cover in this video. It's more important to be directionally correct, meaning a stock is discounted and over time it's going to go up. So it's going to go up in the direction of it going up. If one is correct, that's what's important. This is a timing deal where you buy shares, you hold them, and then over time they'll go up in value. But how do you buy them? Do you buy them all at once and expect that, hey, I'm going to buy at the perfect time? Well, in my case, I'm just not good enough, or I'm not foolish enough to think that I can find a perfect point of time to buy them. So I cost average my buys into a stock. And I wanted to show examples in real life companies that I've invested in and kind of look at the 5-year charts on these companies and show that these companies at the right time, one could have bought week after week a certain number of shares. You'd be doing really well on any of one of these stocks. For example, Uber. Uber's a great company. I love the company. But if you look at their 5-year chart, their bottom was hit in the 2022 timeframe, and they're up 216% since their low point in 2022. So over the course of 2 years, you could have made over 200% return on Uber. But at what point was the low point? Well, I was buying shares throughout 2022, just continuing to accumulate shares. I accumulated them even up until 2023, just continue to add a lot of shares. And over time, I've done really well with Uber because I've bought over time. Directionally, I was correct. Directionally, the stock went up. It was really discounted. And that's an example of, hey, I didn't have to pick a perfect point in time to buy Uber. I was directionally correct that it was going to go up, and I bought over time to average my purchases. The next one that I'll talk about is Meta. So if we look at the 5-year chart for Meta, the stock found its low point in 2022. And from that point up until now, the stock is up 455%. That's another example of a high quality company that was really discounted. And if you would have bought shares really in the midpoint of 2022 up until the springtime of 2023, you would have made lots of money on that capital. And I bought shares throughout that whole period, and I was really rewarded. The stock's done incredibly well. And you could see that buying at the right time, when you know the direction over the long period of time for Meta is going to be up, and then buying and averaging your cost basis on Meta shares was a great idea. And the third and final example will be Google. And Google, like the others, over the last 5 years, it was discounted in 2022. Not as much. Google really held a lot of its value. But since 2022 to now, it's up 106%. And it's kind of a ditto of the stock really came down from its highs in 2021, and it reached a low point in 2022. The stock had gone down about 41%. And the buying in the latter parts of 2022 and early 23 was really good on Google. So I loaded up on Google. I'm sitting on a really good gain of that stock. This is a high quality company, and these companies rarely are discounted. So buying into a high quality company and trying to pick a bottom is just impossible. But knowing that that stock is being discounted and that over the course of time, that stock is going to rise, it's more important to know that that direction is going to be upward and it's worth investing. And that's what I've done with stocks that I own and will be owning for a while, is try to pick the right time to just start loading up. And then week after week, just keep buying shares and really establish a really good solid position in these high quality companies. So that's my video on really talking about not trying to, time a big purchase of stock, either by trying to think that I could find, the bottom of a stock price or even the top if you're going to short a stock, and really trying to average it out and just being directionally correct on where the stock is going to go, up or down. So that's my video. I hope you found it interesting, and I really appreciate you watching.